Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. Today I have a special little spinner for you guys. It is the SpinStar from Darth Vapor Taiwan, and this is actually designed by Tom Chuang. I know that some of you might pronounce his name as Chuang, but in pinyin it's Chuang, so Tom Chuang. And he's got my name on it here. I like the fact that he labeled it like that because I'm sure that he had different orders with different requests. Gonna open it up real quick for you guys because this was the tin that it arrived in. And first of all, you'll see a name card, Darth Vapor, and then we have the details, darthvapor.com.tw. Yes, you can go ahead and visit their site, and they do sell vape parts if you guys are into vaping, and also you can actually find more information and probably also order one of these SpinStar spinners. But yeah, if not, then I'll just put links in the video description because you gotta contact him on Facebook. That's where I actually spoke to him and I bought one of these. And here we go, 3, 2, 1. Bam! This is the SpinStar straight out of Taiwan, and I got the stainless steel version with brass inserts. Yes, I've actually had this guy for over a week already now. At this point of time, I'm just gonna say this real quick. This guy might just be my next favorite spinner apart from the Hyperstone. Alright, so let's just talk about the body first, and then I'll give you more information about this SpinStar. I spoke quite a lot to Tom about it, so he's given me quite a lot of insight and information about it, but here we go. Immediately, you guys can tell it's an asymmetrical design, but it doesn't really affect spin time or performance. I'm easily getting 3-minute two-handed table spins each time consistently. It's got brass inlays over here, got 8 in total. Solid stainless steel body, machine finished, and very nice chamfer all the way around it. Gonna try and get the focus, and you can see that it's a slight chamfer on the raised and on the outer edges as well. And we've got nice little windows in the middle, just like that. Now, buttons are also made in stainless steel, and it has these ridges that offer a little bit of grip. And it is slightly concave, that you can tell by the light reflection over here, so it's comfortable. Pretty good size buttons, I must add. It's about the size of my thumb, definitely bigger than my index finger for sure. So just gonna remove the buttons and show you guys that it is a 188 spinner. So we have the 188 bearing sitting inside there, and it is a push fit. Now, according to Tom, these were pushed in by hand, but if you want to remove it, you probably have to send it back to his CNC shop. I have no idea what that means, and I might try and use my little contraption to remove this guy, but if I'm just trying to go at it barehanded, I'm not even able to make it budge at all. But I love the finish on this guy, and I like the way the finishing is done here. Look at that, like the way it reflects light is really, really nice. But unfortunately, the buttons cover that. But the buttons are actually nice to look at as well, so no complaints there. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little more information about the SpinStar. It is available in 3 different materials: brass, stainless steel, as well as titanium. Brass is going for 90 USD. Stainless steel, like this, is 120 USD. And for titanium, it is 140 USD. Now for that price, I think it's not bad. And those are the prices for the basic version, which is just flat all the way. There are no slots milled out for trits. So if you want trit slots, you gotta add another, I think it's about $15 if I'm not wrong. And then you'll get 8 in total. So 2 on each flat raised edge. That makes a total of 8 on the spinner. And what these are actually are brass inlays. Now you could also add another $15, I think, for brass inlays like this, instead of having tritium vials if you want. They do offer an option to actually have tritium vials in, but you could also request for none, and then you can install your own trits if you want, just to pay for the slots. But I asked for brass, and then he installed it for me. So these, I believe, are press fit, and I don't know if I can actually remove it, but I might want to try removing just to see what it looks like without anything in the slots. But they are press fit, like I said, so in the event that any of it drop out, he actually gave me another 4 extra just in case. So that was a really, really nice touch. Thanks, Tom. Here's a size comparison for you against a stubby, and you can see that it is slightly taller than a stubby, almost twice the height of a stubby, right? About maybe 40% longer. And just for fun, a lot of people actually ask me about this, but here's a size comparison of it versus a Hyperstone. Now, judging from pictures that I've taken, some people have commented that they look alike, but I beg to differ. They look completely different. Look at that. Yes, it is slightly asymmetrical, but it's not a wave design like the Hyperstone is. Now, if you rest your fingers on any of these 4 sides, either way, they're gonna feel the same. It's gonna be basically the same because it's about the same angle as you can see. But versus a Hyperstone, you get a curved edge here, but you have a convex or a concaved edge on the other side if you flip it over. So it's really different. Look at that, like totally different. But it is slightly taller than a Hyperstone, but much more narrow. What am I doing? I should put the SpinStar on top so you can see. Yeah. So now let's talk a little bit more about this spinner and the details on it. Alright, first of all, when you see the way it's reflecting light, it looks like a shimmering star. See? And Tom says that this is the reason why they called it the SpinStar. It may be due to luck that he designed it in such a way that when it spun, it looked like a star, a shimmering star. But yeah, that's mainly one of the reasons why it's called SpinStar. At the same time, he wanted it to be kind of related to Star Wars because his shop is called Darth Vapor Taiwan. So moving backwards, I asked him why he wanted to start making spinners since he was running a vape shop, and he said that he actually won a raffle for a talk bar back in May 2016, which is a year ago in fact. And then his customers saw him playing with the talk bar and started asking him about spinners, but then they realized that at that point of time, the secondary market was seeing talk bars going for $1,200, and that's like nuts. So then that motivated him to design a spinner so that he could sell to his customers, those of them who were interested in getting a spinner. And that's the birth of the SpinStar. He initially made a run of 130 pieces. Then he made sure that he fulfilled all the orders in Taiwan first and then opened the rest up to the international market. So if I'm not wrong, the stainless steel with the slots in it, it's only 15 open up to the international market. So myself and Roy from Spin Scene were the first 2 international orders. We both got stainless steel, but Roy got his with the slots but no installation of the brass inserts because he wanted to put his own tricks inside, and let me tell you, it's amazing. But yeah, that was basically the backstory of why the SpinStar was created. I also asked him if he was ever gonna make any more. He doesn't know what the future holds and he doesn't know if he has any future plans as of now, but right now, once he runs out, he'll run out. So now, price point. This guy, like I said, was about $120, but I paid extra for the slots milled and as well as the inserts. So the total was about 130 USD all in all for this guy. And I know it's expensive, but based on the fact that it's of a limited quantity, we're talking about 15 pieces international, I think that that's really worth the money. Unless of course, he decides to make more, then the exclusivity kind of drops. Then I'd be a little bit sad. Alright, so on to the spin characteristics of this guy. It is a press fit bearing, so spin is actually really smooth. It's not like the same characteristics you would get from, say for example, a Dapper, right? Because it's not the screw-in retention method. This is just a press fit, and it's a really, really tight press fit. So this guy is really spinning very smooth. It gives you a little nice ringing sound. Alright, just for comparison, let me get the stubby and then I'll just spin it so you can hear it. So that's the sound the stubby makes. Then let's get the Hyperstone. So they both have a kind of a whirring sound, where the stubby is a bit more high-pitched than the Hyperstone, but this guy, he has a whirring sound. It's soft when it's really, really high-pitched. It's even higher pitched than the stubby. Right, so I kind of enjoy that whirring sound. It's not loud at all, it's not obtrusive, and feels very good, very, very smooth spin. This guy being a comfortable size is of a nice weight. It feels almost like carrying a Hyperstone with you. Not heavy, but not light. You definitely can feel it in your pocket for sure. And it is pocketable. The only downside is I wish that it had, some kind of a pouch that came with it, or maybe like a, like a cleaning cloth or something, I don't know, but it's a machine finish, so really you don't actually kind of need a cleaning cloth. Now let's move on to the fidgetability of this guy. For me, I faced no problems. The chamfers on the edge just make this guy all-rounded, very smooth, very comfortable. These guys actually provide a special accent. It's hard to find a spinner that is a combination of steel and brass nowadays, but this idea of having brass inserts into trit slots is really cool, and it offers a very nice accent. I think that he has some of these inserts made in stainless steel as well, so if you wanted to, you could really just request for stainless steel inserts and then have it on a stainless steel body, or flip it around and have stainless steel inserts on a brass body instead. So that'll be quite cool, because the raised edge gives it an extra texture. Because most of the time when you install trits, it's going to be flush, but this actually raises it and gives it a very unique look and a very special characteristic about this guy. Like one look and oh, this is the SpinStar. And of course, it creates a very nice effect when you spin it. Look at that. Besides that shimmering star look, look at that. Cool, right? Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, preloaded flicks, no problem, on either side. Let me just get that right. Here we go. Very comfortable. They both actually feel the same, whether or not it's on this side or on this side. Orientation wise doesn't make a difference. Pushing forward with your index finger, pulling back, no problem. Either way, there's no notches or any kind of a rough edge or any kind of spots that will actually hurt you. Fourth finger, same. And it is very comfortable when you have a finger right here on the ridge, because the way it is, if you look at it, the chamfer here kind of leads down into the buttons. So it's a flat edge, then a nice diagonal chamfer leading to the buttons, and then diagonal down again. So it feels like a step rather than a hard edge. So these are all the factors that are pushing this guy to be one of my favorites now. You know, it's slowly growing more and more on me. It's already grown quite a lot on me, I'll be honest. And to me, it looks really classy. It looks so good. Down to my verdict. This guy has got everything I'm looking for in a spinner, except for the bearing retention. I don't know how to remove the bearing if I'm not going to try my clamp method. But I wish that the bearing was a little bit easier to remove so that I could clean it if I wanted to, or if I could swap it out if I wanted to. The buttons are very comfortable, and I will tell you that. It doesn't really slip off. And the spinner is not too light nor too heavy, so you know, you won't feel it like wanting to fall off your finger all the time. The entire thing is machine finish, and I think that the edges here are all nicely rounded. Very, very good spinner overall. I like it for its size, its weight, the way it looks is very classy in my opinion. One of the best looking spinners I own, but it is a little bit expensive. Now if we compare it to the Hyperstone, the Hyperstone is going for anything between 80 USD to 120 USD. But these are really limited, and you know, they're not made anymore. They definitely are heavier than the SpinStar, but the fact that there are only 15 pieces for international sales makes it really exclusive to me. Like, I don't know, it's just a different character from the Hyperstone altogether, but I really like it. From the machining of it, it's a solid piece and all that, with the interesting inserts over here that gives it a different character. I like this spinner overall. I don't know guys, it's very subjective and it's a very personal thing, but I really like it. I mean, Tom is a nice guy, but I actually purchased his spinner before I actually asked him all these questions, and I haven't really been talking to him much, so there's no biasness there. The only thing I wish is that it actually came with a full set. Like, there's no cleaning cloth, there's no tool, not that you need one. There's some extra of these inserts, but there's no way for me to know how to remove them. There's no extra bearing, there's no extra button set like the Hyperstone has. It's basically just this. So value for money wise, I think it's a little bit expensive, probably because machining in Taiwan is a bit more expensive, because you know, it was designed and manufactured in Taiwan. The only thing that is not from Taiwan is the bearings. So really, it's up to you guys. For me, I love it and I don't regret getting one of these, and this is definitely going to stay with me for as long as possible. I'm actually seriously considering replacing my EDC Hyperstone with this guy. Or I might just add this to my EDC so that any other spinners that I have for review, it's going to be my third spinner on me all the time. Because right now, every day, wherever I go, I always have my Hyperstone with me. I have at least one of my 4 Hyperstones with me. And this is something that I'm considering carrying around with me all the time as well. So once again guys, if you're interested, links in the video description. And that will be all for the review of the SpinStar by Darth Vapor Taiwan. I like it, and that is all I will say. I know that it'll be a tad too expensive for a lot of you out there, and I know that a lot of you will not be able to accept the price for this, but for me, I really love it for everything that it is. Unless one day it becomes mass produced, then I will be a bit sad. But as of now, I like it, and that's all I have to say. Just not being biased and just telling you guys straight up, I like this guy. That's all guys. I hope that I gave you enough information to decide whether or not this spinner is for you. It is one for me. I love it for everything that it is. That's it. Catch y'all in the next slice of my life. Bye.